students. Today we continue with lesson number 9, that is your direct proportion and inverse proportion. In the previous video we had learnt about direct proportion, right? We had seen some examples of direct proportion, and also we had done a practice set based on direct proportion. Now today what we are going to learn is about inverse proportion, children. So this will be the next topic of this chapter, that is inverse proportion. Now here some definition is given, so I'll read out this definition and explain to you. Children, you are requested to copy all these points in your classwork notebook. Now you can see in an inverse proportion, as one quantity increases, the other decreases, and vice versa. That means, children, here in inverse variation, one quantity increases, the other quantity will decrease. Okay. And in comparison to the direct proportion, what it was, both the quantities increase together and both the quantities decrease together. But here it is reverse. One quantity increases, the other quantity will decrease. Such type of proportion is called inverse proportion. In an inverse proportion, the product of two quantities is constant. Now children, in the direct proportion, we had seen that ratio was constant. So here product of both the quantities will remain constant. So this point, as I will solve the exercise, in that I will clearly explain this point, that what is meant by product of the two quantities remains constant, means both the quantities if you multiply, okay, that will be constant. Now let us see some examples. Distributing chocolates from a packet. Number of students more, students will get less number of chocolate. Now see children, in a packet there are some chocolates. If number of students are more, they will get less number of chocolate. Say for example 20 students are there, then they get what? Suppose in a packet there are 40 chocolates. If there are 20 students, each child will get 2 chocolates. But if there are 40 students and 40 chocolates, then what will happen? Number of chocolates getting, each child will get only 1 chocolate, right? That means if number of one here, number of chocolates is there, but since it depends on the number of students, what about number of students? If number of students is less, they will get more chocolate. Number of students is more, they get less number of chocolates, right? So it is an inverse proportion. Some more example. See, if the speed of the car is more, time required will be less. If the speed of the car is less, time required will be more. Now see children, suppose if you want to go to some place, say for example from Badlapur if you want to go to Mumbai, if the speed of your car, if you're keeping it at 80 kilometers per hour or 70 kilometers per, if you keep at 70 kilometers, it is taking 70 kilometers. If you keep, suppose it is taking some say for example 5 hours, but if you increase your speed, the number of hours will reduce. Yes or no? So here you can see there are two things, speed of the car and time taken. If speed is more, time will be less. If speed is less, time will be more. So it is an inverse proportion. Same thing, one more example. Number of workers is more, time required will be less. That means children, suppose if we have to construct some wall or some house, we keep some laborers for working. If number of laborers are increased, time required will be less. If we keep less number of workers, time required will be more. So I hope children, these examples of inverse variation is very clear to you. That means here one quantity will increase, the other quantity will decrease. So these children you are supposed to copy in the classwork notebook. So I hope children this is very clear to you. One quantity increases, other quantity decreases. Suppose I am showing with an arrow, one quantity increases, the other quantity decreases. Speed of the car is more, time required will be less, right? Same thing goes on. If the speed of the car is less, time required will be more. So this type of things we will come across in the inverse variation. Now So children, let us see very specific definition with one more example. Again here it is given of inverse proportion, so that this concept becomes very clear to you. And I'll be sending pic of this also, so that you can copy in the classwork notebook. Okay children, I'll be sending photo of the first definitions what I had shown, that also, and this also, so you can copy both in your classwork book. Now here, when the value of one quantity increases, the value of another related quantity decreases proportionality. Okay, and when the value of the first quantity decreases, the value of the related quantity increases proportionality. Okay, and if the product of these two related quantities remain constant, then there is a relation of inverse proportion between the two quantities. So what this definition saying, that when the value of one quantity increases, the other quantity which is related to it will decrease, and this is proportionally going on. Okay, so this type of variation is called inverse proportion. This type of proportion is called inverse proportion. And the product here, the what is this, there is a product of the two related quantities will remain constant. Now one example is given, number of workers and number of days to complete a work. If there are 4 workers, they take 60 days to complete the work. Okay, now we are increasing the number of workers. So see children, the number of days are decreasing. As the number of workers are increasing, number of days are decreasing, right? If suppose 6 workers, they will take only 40 days to complete. If we increase the number of workers to 10 days, only 24 days they can complete the work. So as if number of workers become 15, only 16 days will be required to complete the work. So children, you can see that here number of workers as we are increasing, okay, number of days is decreasing. So this is a clear example of inverse proportion. As the number of worker increases, number of days to complete a work decreases. The product of number of workers and number of days is constant. Now see children, 4 into 60 will be what? See, now product of both the quantities remains constant. That is very important point for inverse proportion. As I said, number of workers. Now here two quantities are number of workers and your number of days to complete the work. So here both the product, that is 4 into 60 is how much children? 240. 60 into 40 is also 240. 10 into 24 is also 240. 15 into 16 is also 240. That means product of both the quantities remains constant. This is the meaning of what I had told, that I'll be explaining with some examples. So I have taken this example. Okay children, so here the product of, which are the two products, two things, two quantities are number of workers and number of days. So if you find the product of these both, that is 4 into 60, 6 into 40, 10 into 24, 15 into 60, it comes 240, 240, 240. So here I hope now with this it's very clear to you what is meant by inverse proportion, and I'll be sending you the pic so that you can, now before starting the practice set children, you will copy all these definitions in the classwork book. Okay, now students, let's start with practice set 38. First question, 5 workers take 12 days to weed a field. Okay, how many days would 6 workers take, and how many would 15 take? Okay, the question is 5 workers take 12 days to weed a field. Okay, so 5 workers are taking 12 days to weed a field. Weed a field means to remove the weeds from the field. And then the question is, how many would 6 workers take? That means how many days 6 workers will take, and how many days 15 workers will take? That is a question. So children, now here see, okay, now here this is an example of inverse variation. Why? Because if the number of workers will increase, number of days will decrease, right? So here it is a type of inverse variation. So let us start with practice at 38. Question first, I am writing, you will copy the question, otherwise you can do directly also. Solution. Now we have to find, let the number of days for 6 workers be and 15 workers be x and y respectively. Okay, so we don't know number of days, how many days 6 workers will take, let it be x. How many days 15 workers will take, let it be y. So here, okay, so we have taken, assume this children. Okay, clear children, have you understood this statement? 6 workers will take suppose x days, 15 workers will take y days. Okay, now we have to find the number of days, and from the question what it is given, okay, here I have made a column workers and days. See, 5 workers, okay children, they take how many days? 12 days. 6 workers, we don't know X. 15 workers, we have taken Y, we don't know, right? So this much. Okay, so this we have done. Now what is as per if workers are more, okay, so if workers are more, number of days will be less. Yes or no? Therefore it is an example of what, children? Inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Clear? This much, I hope this much is clear to everyone. Now since, children, it is an inverse proportion, so what will remain constant? Therefore product of number of workers and number of days will be constant. Okay, therefore, okay, that will be the constant. Product of number of workers and number of days will be constant. Therefore, now see, children, first case, 5 into 12 will be equal to, see, children, you can see 5 into 12, here you can see 5 into 12, 5 into 12 will be equal to 6 into x. Okay, so 5 into 12 will be equal to 6 into x. Okay, therefore, okay, we can, this is 60 is equal to 6x. Now 60 upon 6 is equal to x. 6 ones are 6 tens are, so 10 is equal to x. We can arrange it, x is equal to 10. That means, children, therefore what is your 6 workers will take how many days? 10 days to complete the work. Now second case we'll take it, that is again we'll take 5 into 12. Okay, that is here we can take 5 into 12 and we'll take 15 into y is equal to 15 into y. Okay, 15 into y. So this will become again 60 is equal to 15y. 60 upon 15 is equal to y. Okay, children, therefore 15 ones are 15 fours are 4 is equal to y, so y is equal to 4. Okay, so therefore 6 workers, children, 6 workers will take how many days? Will take 10 days. Okay, and 15 workers will take 4 days. Okay, students, I hope this is clear to you. I just share the screen. You can copy it down, and this is the first part of the sum, and turning. Now see, children, let us see the second question. Mohan Rao took 10 days to finish a book. That means he took 10 days to finish a book, reading 40 pages every day. So he was reading 40 pages and he could complete reading the book in 10 days. How many pages must he read in a day to finish it in 8 days? Now children, first he was reading 40 pages, so he completed in 10 days. The question is, if you want to complete to read the book in 8 days, how many pages he has to read? That means how many number of pages he has to increase. Okay, so that is a question, because he has to complete the book reading in 8 days. Okay, so now let us start with the solution. Now see, children, reading more pages a day, if he is going to read more pages of a book, then what will happen? Book can be finished in a less days. Yes or no? Days will become less. It is an example of inverse proportion, as I had already said. Now question is, let the number of pages must be read be x. Okay, we don't know how many pages he has to read, so let it be x. Now here we have made a column, number of pages, number of days. Okay, if he is reading 40 pages, he is taking 10 days. If okay, So the question is, if he wants to complete in 8 days, what will be the number of pages? That is, we have already taken as x. Okay, so now as we know, therefore 40 into, okay, now here, so therefore we can write, okay, first we'll write the variable one, that is product of both the constants. So we can write it as 40 into 10 is equal to x into 8, or you can write 8 into x. We can also write, this becomes what, children? 400 upon 8 is equal to x. Okay, you can bring 8 down. Now 8 ones are 8 fives are, okay, and this is 0. So x is equal to, okay, 50 is equal to x. Therefore x is equal to 50. That means he has to read how many pages per day? He has to complete, if he wants to complete, okay, if he wants to complete the reading of the book in 8 days, he has to read how many pages? If Mohan Rao should read, so we'll write here, children, okay, Mohan Rao should read 50 pages per day, okay, per day, to complete in 8 days. Mohan Rao should read 50 pages per day to complete, if he wants to complete. So I'll just share the screen, children, copy the sum. Now students, let's see the third question. Mary cycles at 6 kilometers per hour. How long will she take to reach her aunt's house, which is 12 kilometers away? Okay, the first thing, she is cycling at the speed of, what is her speed? 6 kilometers per hour, and she has to reach aunt's place, which is 12 kilometers away. So the question is, how many hours it will be taking? If she cycles at a speed of 4 kilometers, how long would she take? That means if the speed of the cycle reduces to 4 kilometers, then how much time she is going to take? So two things are there, children. First, she is cycling at the speed of 6 kilometers, and what time she will reach, means in how many hours she will reach this, cover the distance of 12 kilometers. That is the first question. Then second question is, if the speed becomes less, that is 4 kilometers per hour, then how long it will take to reach that, cover that distance. So two things are there. Now let us see the solution. Okay, you can also write down, if speed of the cycle, children, if speed of the cycle becomes less, okay, time taken will be more. Yes or no? So it is an inverse proportion. Now here two things are there, children, speed and time. So the product of speed and time will remain constant. What is this? Product of the speed and time remains, product of your speed and time will remain, product of speed and time will remain constant. Now see, children, this sum, since it is very related to your speed, distance and time, so you have learned in science about some formula. Okay, so this sum will be doing, that will be very easy, that by using that formula. Now we have learned about, okay, speed. You have learned in science, speed is equal to distance upon time. Okay, this is a formula of science. Have you learned, children? Yes, you have learned in 7th standard. No, speed is equal to distance upon time. Now in the first case, okay, first thing we are saying, when the speed is what? 6 kilometer. Okay, what is the speed? 6 kilometer. Distance how much? 12. What is the time? We don't know, so we'll keep it as t. Now what are we going to do? This t, children, cross multiplication, this t will bring here, okay, this is equal to 12, and this 6 we are bringing it down, okay, because we want time. So already time, speed is given, so speed we are bringing it down. So what it becomes? 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are, that is 2 hours. Okay, so children, therefore if Mary cycles at a speed of 6 kilometer, she will take 2 hours to reach. Okay, if Mary cycles at the speed of 6 kilometers, she will take 2 hours to reach. I hope this is clear to you, children. You can copy down. Now let us see the second part, children. When the speed becomes less, that is becomes 4 kilometers. So we'll again write the formula, speed equal to distance upon time. Now the speed is 4 kilometers, distance is same, and we need to find time. Now cross multiply, t will come up 12 upon 4, 4 ones are 4 threes are, so t is equal to 3 hours. That means, okay, if she cycles at a speed of 4 kilometers per hour, she will reach in 3 hours. She will reach in 3 hours. So I hope children, question is clear, answer solution you have understood. This is the second part and this is your first part of the sum. Now children, let us see the last question. The stock of grain in a government warehouse lasts 30 days for 4,000 people. How many days will it last for 6,000 people? See children, in the stock of grain in the government warehouse, that means there is a grain in the warehouse of government. Okay, so what is the quantity of the grain? They are saying that 4,000 people can have it, they can have it for 30 days. Okay, it will last for 30 days. But if number of workers, number of people is increased to 6,000, then how long is the stock of grain will be lasting? That is a question. So we don't know, right? So let us start with a solution. Now if the man are more, suppose the from 4,000, if they are increasing to 6,000, then the stock of the grain will be last for, okay, it will last for less number of days. So it is an inverse proportion. So if the men are more, then the stock of the grain will last for less number of days, and it is an example of inverse proportion. And what is constant here? Number of men into number of days will remain constant. Now here let us make a table. Number of people, number of days. 4,000 people, the food will last for 30 days. 6,000 people, we don't know, so we have put a question mark and we are taking it x. Now let us do the let us do the multiplication. So it will be children what? 4,000 into 30 is equal to 6,000 into x. So 4,000 into 30, 6,000 will come down, that is equal to x. Now 1 2 3, 1 2 3 0 goes, okay, 3 ones are 3 twos are, 2 ones are 2 20s are. So x is equal to 20 is equal to x. Therefore x is equal to 20 days. Okay, so what is the answer? It will last for, you will write it down, it will last for how many days? 20 days. Food will last for 20 days. So with this children, we have completed practice set 38. In the next period, we'll be seeing, in the next lecture, we'll be saying about partnership. Okay, till then, take care of yourself, complete your book. Children, better whatever, whichever day, suppose I can understand there may be some issues, but try to complete your work and if possible see the videos on time so that things are not pending and there is no backlog. Okay, so it will be less burden for you also and it will be easy to understand. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.